Don't miss a beat where business stories and people meet. It's your favorite chamber team, sharing your stories and community dreams. Now let's find out what it's all about. We are live from the vault.
Powered by OMU and produced by Wonderboy Media. This is Dave Kirk, the President and CEO of the Greater Owensboro Chamber of Commerce, and welcome to our very first episode of Live from the Vault. That's right. This is our new podcast with the Chamber of Commerce. Kitty, we've talked about this for a while. We're in a digital age now, right? Where we're looking at new ways to kind of get stories out. What are your kind of thoughts on what we're doing here today?
Well, I think it's super exciting. I'm excited that we get to highlight our members and recognize different people in our community here at the Chamber, live from the vault. And
don't you worry, the annual magazine's not going anywhere. We'll still have that, but we just thought, hey, we need essentially a medium, if you will, to get these stories out, and so that they kind of live forever, right? With the podcast, you can put them out on social media, we can put them out on YouTube, we can post them on our website. It kind of just keeps going on. The Chamber does a lot of things. We're small but mighty, as we kind of like to say. We're only a staff of 5, but we have countless ambassadors and volunteers, and of course a board of about 22 people. Kind of talk a little bit about what are some of the misconceptions that you kind of hear from folks kind of out there about what the Chamber does and maybe what it doesn't.
Absolutely. So, there are a lot of things that people say that we, only serve bigger businesses, but we do serve a lot of smaller businesses as well. There are many startup companies, nonprofits. Right. There are businesses of 5 or less employees. And so I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that we only serve our community with bigger employers, but we actually serve a lot of people and across a lot of different sectors.
And really, a majority of our members are small businesses, because when you look at, statistically, the Small Business Federal Bureau essentially says less than 500. So I would say probably over 90% of our members
absolutely.
are small businesses. So that's really neat. And there's so many.
Yeah.
There's so many. Talk a little bit about, how we're funded. I think that would be something people would want to know, because whereas the city and county, maybe the EDC, CVB, they have different funding mechanisms. For us, it's all about members and events, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely our membership dues and the events we bring in. It's sponsorships, so it works a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And part of really the funding too, and you can hit a little bit more on that as well, Dave, but a lot of our funding too, a percentage of that goes towards our advocacy efforts.
That's right. Big year for us, big year for allocations. We had several winners on that front. And it's all about just kind of having those relationships with our representatives. Of course, we have Representative Suzanne Miles, who is a Majority Caucus Chair, which plays a big part in government. You have Representative and a lot of times a chairman in DJ Johnson. And then, of course, you have Senator Gary Boswell, who had several pieces of legislation passed, looking at TIFs, looking at wildlife. And then we have a little snippet that was represented by Scott Lewis. Of course, his seat is up and he is retired. That touches a little bit of Davis County, but mostly Hancock and Ohio County. So, yeah, the Chamber, we actually also have Russ Woodward. We have a full-time lobbyist actually in Frankfort. And literally what he does is he spends every day advocating for our members. We're well over 1,000 thanks to your efforts. And it certainly it is a team effort. But
it is a team effort, yes.
When you see how many folks, when you have over 1,000 current members and then recruiting those new members, you spend a lot of time on the phone.
I'll talk a little bit about too. I want to hit on some other areas, that our members they join for different reasons.
Yeah,
so
right.
Sometimes they join to also look at workforce structure. What can we offer? Some join for the insurance purposes.
A lot of small businesses that participate in that through the State Chamber program that, of course, we advocate for.
Yep, they do. And then, sometimes people want to get involved and develop talent and utilize resources. So our Leadership Owensboro program, that is a way for businesses to have part of their employees to be involved in getting connected and learning a little bit more about the community and things that happen behind the scenes within the community.
And then, of course, here next month, we'll launch CEO Owensboro, which will be really exciting. That'll be a brand new program for C-Suite. Now, that is kind of focused on people that are maybe new to here.
Mm-hmm.
They can't commit. The Leadership Owensboro commitment's, 8 or 9 months, one day out of the month, so that's a big time commitment. But I'm really excited for CEO
Yeah,
Owensboro.
CEO Owensboro is going to be a 2-day program, and that is for individuals that have, we kind of like to call them transplants into the community, that they can kind of get together and connect and learn more and meet people. When you join the chamber or when you join one of these programs, you want to get connected.
And that's a perfect segue into Chamber Young Professionals, because what better way if you're a young person than to get connected through them?
Yeah, there's so many people involved. I think we're up to about 75 to 100 members.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And still a lot of interest happening there. And Julia's done a fantastic job of overseeing that program.
Yes, she has.
And, so many things are happening. From the Amped Up Artistry, we had the second unveiling of the 3rd Street boxes this year, and it's big. And again, sometimes they want visibility, and like the best way to do that immediately when you join is a rooster booster,
or the rooster booster,
or the
either
ribbon
one.
cutting.
You can
yes.
do either one. We'll take them both.
But the rooster booster new member introduction, I mean, you get in front of 275 or. Well, lately we're trending higher,
over 300,
375 to 400 people. Then what better way to put your face with your business than a new member introduction? So those packets are important, I think, that to be able to learn, and especially if they're focused on visibility and how to get out there.
Well, you've gotten to meet a couple members of our team, so let's figure out what else everybody does around here, and we'll talk to Katie and Amanda right after the break. And we're getting to know our staff a little bit today, and we've got 2 of the best. Katie, I'll start with you. Kind of talk a little bit about what you do as Director of Communications and Events, and what a day like that looks for you.
Yeah, of course. I'm Katie, Director of Communication and Events here at the Chamber. A day of my life, a lot of Canva, a lot of Facebook and Instagram,
Can you make me a graphic
Canva,
for that?
And more Canva.
Lots of
yeah,
that.
a lot of. Can we get more graphics for that? But yeah, so I handle really anything visually that you see is kind of most likely something that I've done. Our weekly emails, social media posts, like the ribbon cutting videos that Dave had mentioned earlier, and handling a lot of that, and like our investors report, something that Kitty includes in her membership packets. I work hand in hand with Red Pixel, our friends over there, to get some of those things done.
And then the events side, what does that look like? I know we've got a big one in golf coming right up.
Yes. So on the events side of things, that's not necessarily day-to-day, but like monthly Rooster Boosters. That's kind of my wheelhouse. And events like Farm City Breakfast, golf coming up, Chamber Celebration. A lot of these, this is my first year, so some of those I haven't hit just yet. But I'm super excited to work on those and just planning and logistics of all of our events that we've got going on. For example, National Civics Bee. National Civics Bee was back in April. Cannot stop thinking about it. It was special. One of the best things that I've ever been a part of, just to be able to kind of afterwards see the students and everything that they did and just feel like you had a part in that. It's super special. So that's probably my favorite part of my job is being a part of events and communications and things that really have a direct impact on people. So, for example, National Civics Bee.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is something definitely different every day.
Yes.
And then, of course, Amanda, still somewhat new to Owensboro, obviously, but starting to get your feel in now. You starting to feel comfortable and welcome here in Chamber World.
Absolutely. It feels like home. And that was one of the first things that someone said to me when I joined the Chamber was welcome home. And it couldn't be more true.
Amanda, obviously being the literally I call you kind of the director of first impression because that's kind of what you do, but kind of talk about, being the executive assistant, kind of just what you do, because it's not like you're just with me. I mean, you literally touch everyone as far as their jobs.
Absolutely. And that was one of the things that when I first took the job, I didn't really know. I thought executive assistant was executive assistant to the CEO.
Oh, no.
And it's to everyone at the entire chamber. So as Dave said, one of the biggest things that I take pride in with my job is creating a positive first impression. Mm-hmm. And that is when I answer the phone, I am the voice that you hear when you call the chamber, as well as when you walk in the front door, as well as any of our events. I'll be working registration. So I really tried to create a warm and welcoming environment for a lot of our members. It could be their first time walking through these doors. They've never been to a chamber before. So I want to make sure that they feel comfortable and accepted and that this is the right place for them to be. So
literally, you could talk to a wall, and they would be interested.
And then become besties.
And they'd feel special. You're such a positive person. Like, is there anything that you're like, oh gosh, we got to do that? Like, I mean, there's a lot that we have to do. I mean, is there anything? You're one of the most positive people I've ever met in my life.
Honestly, when I first started, it was taking minutes at our board meetings, and thankfully, we've got AI on our side.
Yeah.
So we've implemented an AI note-taking device that it's really changed the game for me when it comes to that job that I didn't really like.
Yeah.
So it's gotten a lot better, and I've got no complaints.
Yeah.
Here with us today, we have our wonderful and dynamic Julia Kimbrell Brooks. She's our Director of Talent Programs. Welcome back, Julia.
Thanks, Kitty.
We're so happy to have you.
So good to be back. I'm so happy to be back. It feels like coming back home.
We really want to hear about all the work that you do, the wonderful work you do for our community and for our chamber. So let's talk about your role.
Okay, so I've been in the Director of Talent Programs role for about 6 months now, a little over. Time goes by fast, but before that, like Kitty said, I was our Director of Communications and Events, which was really, really fun. And now we've got Katie in that role, who is like absolutely killing it, making me proud every day. But in talent programs, I mean, the gist and the very brief version of what every day consists of is working with all individuals in our community, all ages. We have lots of programming here at the Chamber that I have the pleasure and the outstanding opportunity of getting to oversee. Some of those consist of our Chamber Young Professionals. They do so much. I mean, the list goes on, but we have an outstanding executive committee who works so hard. They each have their own full-time jobs, but treat this as if it is another full-time job. And also our educators in the workplace. We also have our Leadership Owensboro program, which is a program we're very proud of here at the Chamber. We all of our staff works on it tirelessly to make that program as beneficial and impactful as it can be for its participants. But it's a 9-month program, and essentially, it gives a very, very broad overview of our community, and it really goes in behind the scenes, behind the curtain, gives you better perspective, and ultimately our goal is that people will leave that program feeling like they gain leadership experience, but also because of all the things that they learned about our community that they may have thought they knew, but they really didn't know. Now they can more valuably and impactfully contribute to Owensboro and continue to grow it and make it better.
So we heard about CEO Owensboro. No,
yeah, we did not. Let's talk about
CEO
Owensboro.
So we still need to hear about CEO
Owensboro. So CEO Owensboro is a brand new program, which is why I forgot to mention it. We're actually working on getting the plans finalized for that right now, but it is a new program. It's going to be for senior level executives that are new to the Owensboro community. Essentially, the program's just going to kind of give a very brief, tightened up version of what Leadership Owensboro does. Hopefully just to leave them, A, more connected to our community, B, have some connections, fellow executives in the community that are also new to be connected with. And then lastly, just for them to feel encouraged to go off and make an impact too. So I'm really excited about that program.
Talk a little bit to, this year, newer, was the National Civics Bee.
Yeah.
And that falls under your realm.
So the National Civics Bee is a civics competition for middle school students, 6th to 8th grade. It starts with an essay submission, and then they're selected to move forward onto a live
format competition. So our chamber was selected to host that. We did have to put together an application, and then we were honored to be able to host and received a grant to do that. So we're thankful that we became one of the host locations for this region. It is just an incredible honor that I get to be a part of how some of those conversations may start, and see people make those connections in their head and light bulbs go off.
Well, everyone, Director of Talent Programs, Julia Kimbrell Brooks.
Thanks.
And these podcasts, they don't just happen. They've got to have some financial partners and some people that believe in the chamber. And we're so excited, Kyle, to have you and Andrew with Cornerstone Community Bank. First off, congratulations. You guys are open.
Thank you. Yes. It's so exciting.
When was the last time you had a true kind of community bank opening in Kentucky?
In Kentucky, it's been 17 years, so 2009.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're pretty excited to be the next one up to bat.
Sure.
And hopefully everything goes well. We built one heck of a team, starting with this man right here, and then the next one that you'll see with Suzanne's story. But we couldn't be more excited about our board directors. Just the energy that we've been getting from the community. It's
That's
been
right.
amazing. And our team, and I think why we're all doing it, we're all community bankers at heart, and hopefully everybody else will see it in due time.
Sure. Andrew, I'll go over to you. Obviously been in the banking industry, I guess since you're at Brescia. You started out early and have been into it. Kind of what sets, Cornerstone apart? What can people expect when they come through the door and see you guys?
Well, Dave, we're going to know your name, right? Our bank is your bank, right? It's owned by you. It's owned by your neighbors. It's owned by your community. That's what will set us apart. And that's what we're very excited to have our doors open, and very excited to see what we can do with you and with the community of Owensboro. Community banking is the backbone to every household, every business, every relationship. So we see so much importance in giving back, and that's what we're going to do, not only financially, but with our hands and with our hearts.
Yeah, that's right. And Kyle, why did you want to, take this on? I mean, this is a heck of a project, like you said, first one in 17 years. Kind of what put it in your heart to go on this adventure?
I believe it. We've got some great community banks in town, but we just felt that there was a space for a smaller community bank. And plus with the contacts that we had, and so whenever started putting feelers out on board members, and it kind of started there, and who I felt like would be interested in joining our team. And when you talk about community and community involvement, I don't know that Andrew and Suzanne, either one of them would have come on if community involvement wasn't a big part of it. So I think it was just like-minded individuals, just a real opportunity to kind of keep our employees local, keep the talent local, give talent an opportunity to kind of seek us out. And we have built an amazing team, and it's just kind of felt like it was needed.
We're talking here with the newest financial institution in Kentucky and right here in Owensboro, Davis County, Cornerstone Community Bank. Suzanne, you are a familiar face in the community and somebody that really invests your time into this place. And kind of talk about why you think that's important for this bank to do that.
First of all, you will hear everything that we do has to center around the community. That's always been a huge part of who I am. And so to be a part of this team and see what we can develop together, it's super exciting. But being part of this, being part of you guys, it's all a big circle. And this community, we are so fortunate to have so much support and so much love that goes out. And I'm just so proud to be a part of it. I'll tell you what sets us apart, because anywhere you go, they pretty much have the same services. They offer the same type of products, but it's how you're treated when you come in the door. When you walk in that door, we know who you are. We know your name. We know your family. We absolutely care. So we can offer those products, but it's also the exceptional service that you're going to get every time you walk in the door.
The last thing I want to touch on briefly is it is a community bank, but you guys are investing in some of the best technology in banking. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, as far as within Owensboro and Davis County, it's core software. We're getting a little bit in the weeds. Suzanne loves to talk about IT and technology, but Jack Henry is the name of them. They have great online banking. You just go on our website and you'll kind of see we stack up against, I would imagine, any bank that you are dealing with in our community, especially community banks. And then our online platform, our app. Yeah. But Jack Henry is one of the top in the market. And we did that on purpose because, one, we wanted to stand out. They're a great partner. They're great internally for our employees. It's really easy to use. And if you're keeping your employees happy, you got a lot better chance of keeping your customers happy.
That's right. Well, hey, Suzanne, Kyle, thanks for coming on board and thanks for investing in the Chamber. Of course, obviously, you're a board member as well. And we wish you good luck and hope all goes well for you guys.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And welcome back to Live from the Vault. Of course, this is our very first episode. So excited to be kicking this off. With us, we have a longtime Chamber member and wonderful company in the greater Owensboro area. We have Custom Audio Video with, of course, the Maglinger brothers, Brad and Curtis. Brad, kind of talk a little bit about what you guys do in the area and, the kind of the problems you solve and when people call you.
Well, just like our name, Custom Audio Video, we do a lot with audio and video. As far as we also can do just about anything with low voltage. So a lot of times when people don't want to run wire in their house or in their company or whatnot, they normally will give us a call if they want to have any type of like card access system. So that way they can allow people in and out of the buildings. Sure. That is something like my brother would definitely design up. And then I just help to make sure that it gets completed with the technicians. And, we're just very, very proud to be part of Owensboro. This is our 50th year anniversary.
I mean, 50 years is quite the milestone.
Very blessed. 50 years. You know what it is? It's our employees, number one, and it's our customers. Take care of you. If you take care of the employees and take care of your customers, everything else will work out. And you've got to just do the right thing. So we're very, very blessed. And right here in Owensboro.
That's right. And of course, Curtis also serves as our city representative on our Chamber of Commerce board. Talk about some of the jobs you've done for other members, because again, y'all's footprint is all over Owensboro.
We are a solution audio video company. So a lot of the things, Health Force, which is an amazing.
What a project!
Amazing collaboration with the nursing and the health department. So their big thing was they wanted a big video wall that they can be interactive with their students, end users that come and see this facility. So you can walk up to a 12-foot wide screen, touch certain things, gives the history and things like that. Then they also have some collaboration rooms like your video conferencing that a lot of people are doing. So we have that. We do, and the big thing is making things simple. Because if you can't operate, it doesn't matter how much you spend. It's not worth. So that's where we sit down with the client, listen to their needs, and find a solution.
Talk a little bit about the history with you guys. I mean, you have some employees that have been with you for a very long time.
Yeah, well, how long has John been with us now?
42 years.
42 years.
Plus.
So John, one of our main technicians, he's definitely a huge heart in our business. And, we're very fortunate to have eight employees. So we definitely love to support small business and believe in the small business. And, we're just very, very proud of our people.
Last question for you, Curtis. Why do you guys feel like it's so important to be involved with the Chamber? Because, again, you've been members for so long with us.
It's the resources that you guys are always available to help anything from ideas with insurance, ideas with credit card things. You advertise our Rooster Booster. I think we have the largest gathering on every month.
Yeah. And
the networking that you get, it's amazing. All those people are not only members, fellow members to us, but they're clients too. So the resources that the Chamber has is amazing for small businesses.
Well, we appreciate you guys' support. Well, thank you guys for continuing to support us and what you do in our community. And what I think of Custom Audio Video, I kind of think of like, I've got an idea, now how do I make sure that we carry this thing out? And it seems like that's what you guys do.
That's what we're here for.
We're back, and I am super excited for the series of these segments that we're going to be featuring our Chamber Celebration winners from the previous year. And so today I have with me Rick Faris with Faris Guitar Company.
Howdy.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Miss Kitty.
Yeah,
How
I
are
know.
you?
So excited that you're here. And he brought back his trophy so we could put it on display. But I wanted to kind of to go over really quickly, you know, the chamber celebration. It's one of the favorite things about my job, and it's because we get to celebrate alongside our member businesses and the hard work and the things that you do, and and talk about those things. So, you were Emerging Business of the Year.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about how you've grown over the past few years.
Wow. Well, number one, it just couldn't have happened anywhere but Owensboro. But you know, we've gone from a very small custom shop. It was just me in a very small space to a beautiful shop downtown Owensboro on 2nd Street, and we turned out 12 guitars even in our first setup year. We expect to eclipse that by double next year.
But your reach, though, what's really, really cool is
Yeah.
as your reach has grown, it's not just in our area, but you service areas far away. So tell us a little bit about
all
that.
over the contiguous United States, but also getting over into Europe. We have the first one over in Germany and another one in Brussels. So
That's super cool.
yeah, it's
And then,
exciting.
you know, your journey here, you know, tell us a little bit about why you chose Owensboro, because I think that is a very unique story in itself.
It sure is. You know, I came from Northeast Kansas, and I grew up there pretty much, learned to speak down in the Ozarks, but that's where bluegrass hit us and our family. It was the Ozarks. And Kansas was not a bluegrass mecca. You know, so it was very very much an oddity out there in Kansas. But bluegrass, it was invented just a stone's throw away from here, over in Ohio County.
Yeah.
And so Owensboro, definitely being the bluegrass music capital of the world, it's a perfect place to bring a bluegrass-centric business like Faris Guitar Company.
Yeah.
I also happen to be a performing artist, so I mean I'm very close to Nashville, which is where all of my band is located now. So it was just the perfect move for us.
You actually even, your wife had to step in.
Yes.
Chamber celebration night because you had a gig in Nashville that evening, correct?
I was demoing our Kentucky Guitar Works guitars down there at the convention, and that's the night I was awarded the Songwriter of the Year for the Society for the Preservation of Bluegrass Music.
So how amazing!
So yeah,
2 events,
events in the same night in 2 different places,
Yeah.
and I was thrilled and honored with both. I just, but we were actually showcasing our guitars down there at a convention in Nashville.
Yeah,
so
that's really
it's,
cool. A little piece of Owensboro down in Nashville.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, so real quick, tell me, you just started some new classes in the past, recently, not too long ago.
We've done now 6 guitar building classes, and we do about 1 a month. And people have come from all over. I think the farthest one to date is Oklahoma, but Minnesota, Ohio, Missouri, like they're coming from all over here to Owensboro to spend a week with us and churn out a custom built guitar for themselves.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's like Luthier's boot camp. So it's really fun.
While we have you, you think you could play us a little tune?
I'd be happy to.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I was fishing with the family, I wandered down the bank. I heard the drag reel singing and I pulled back with a yank. Monster had his own design and he jumped and broke the line. Still swimming around today, the one who got away. Fate as it ebbs and flows, it's got its twists and turns. Though we may not understand, the heart can help discern. Mama said close your eyes and trust your heart to see. The one that got away just wasn't meant to be. Well, the smell of a musty Martin I one time dearly had taught to sing the life of the musical nomad.
Emerging Business of the Year, everyone. Faris Guitar Company.
I'm here with Ashton Warren with OMU. Ashton, tell me a little bit about OMU.
Sure. So first I want to say thank you to the Chamber for allowing us to sponsor this podcast. I think this is going to be very beneficial for our community and for what the Chamber does every single day for all of our businesses. Really important for all of our local small businesses, entrepreneurs, and everyone in general. So OMU, we are local people providing local service. So a lot of people are familiar with us being a utility industry, but we do have 3 service lines. So we have water, electric, and internet as well. So if you live within the service area, which is generally within the bypass area, you can have any one or all 3 of those services.
Okay, very interesting.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about kind of OMU's partnership with the Chamber. I know we see it every day, but how do you guys partner with us, and kind of what do you do in the sense of that way for the viewers?
Sure. So I think a lot of people think of a utility as someone, well, first of all, we're behind the scenes, so you don't really think about us until something goes wrong.
Yeah.
So in that sense, a lot of our employees and team members are similar to first responders. Like when there's a storm and your power goes out, they're working through those storms in the very cold, in the extreme heat. If there's internet outage, you definitely want that back, especially if you've got kids at home.
Definitely.
But a lot of people keep things going, running behind the scenes. So that's something that I've started to see a little bit more depth and scope of since I've started working at OMU, is just how intentional everything is. And as far as partnerships within the community, there are so many things that, because we are local people, we live here, we raise our kids here. So the people that work at OMU are coaching baseball teams, they are volunteering within local organizations, they are donating to United Way campaigns throughout their pay stubs, things like that. They just have such an impact on our community that you don't realize until you stop and think about it. Another thing we do have, there is a pantry that is located right outside of OMU's Customer Service Center. And I just learned today, actually, that they stock that every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So it's usually empty. So that tells you that it's getting used very frequently.
Wow.
So one thing we are always looking to do is to connect with people through storytelling, through partnerships, through education. And one of the ways we do that, I'm pretty sure you all may have heard our current OMU jingle. It's the one that if you've heard it on the radio or if you've found yourself on hold, it's a little catchy little jingle.
I think it's ingrained in my head a little bit. Yeah.
I think Dave was singing it earlier, and I'm not going to sing it. But just to give you a little sneak peek, we thought it was time for a refresh for the jingle. So because we are able to be here on the podcast, here is a little sneak peek of what's now going to get stuck in your head.
OMU means owned by you, your community utility. Electric power you trust, the water safe and clean. Internet connection with the speed you need. OMU is here for you, your community utility. Is here for you. OMU.
Well, that was pretty catchy there. I have to give OMU. That was really good. And again, shout out to them for making this possible. We appreciate them. And of course, Wonder Boy Media for making this dream a reality. So thanks to Drew and his team there. Hey, wanted to give you a little preview of what you can expect here in July. Of course, lots happening at the Chamber even in July. We've got ambassador formals. We have, of course, CYP. They have their lunch formals. And then, of course, we have Shop Owensboro Summer Edition, and that is brought to you by Independence Bank. So super excited to get people out enjoying the different things in Owensboro, boutiques, restaurants, that sort of thing. And then, of course, we have our DC fly-in. Now, that is something that we do every year. In July, we'll be taking a delegation to Washington, D.C., meeting with our senators, our representatives, and just making sure that people know what we're doing in Owensboro and seeing what we can bring back to Owensboro from D.C. So thanks for watching our first edition of Live from the Vault. It's been a very fun experience to get this first one out there, and thank you to all of our sponsors that made this episode possible. And we'll see you again real soon here in August.